Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ascolese, Inventress. I'm the CEO and founder of Inventing A to Z. And here we are today on my podcast, the Inventress Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. I'm super excited today because I have a very, very special guest on. His name is Steve Liss. Steve is the inventor of the Forget Me Not safety product. Hello, Steve. How are you?
I'm great, Lisa. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Great. Thanks for being here. So, Steve, this is a very innovative, incredibly creative product that is needed by the whole world. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing
Getting
great.
right.
Thank you for giving me a platform to kind of talk about this and get the word out to people.
Yeah, it's important. It's important. So, Steve, let's talk about what made you invent. Let's talk about what it is first. What is Forget Me Not?
Okay, Forget Me Not is an apparatus that's easily put into any type of car seat, and it is a device that will remotely tell a parent if they've done the unthinkable, which is leave their child behind.
And it happens.
It happens, and it's happening more now than ever. People are more stressed out. They're they're going in multiple directions. They're not getting good sleep. Some
Mm-hmm.
people are hung over for the entire day because of sleeping pills they took at night, or they're not at their top of their A game because of anti-anxiety pills that they're on. The world is becoming a more complex place every day, and even the greatest parents out there can sometimes have a spot in their life where somehow, because of the rigors of life, they do the unthinkable and forget their child, and the results can be absolutely devastating, the obvious, as well as the collateral damage to an entire family.
And it does. I mean, I've seen things, in fact, not that long ago, not far from where I live in Lakewood.
Okay.
There was a woman who, I mean, she had several children. She had like five children. She was exhausted, took all of her children in the house and forgot that the baby was in the seat. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, you know, the baby's no longer here, and the
Yeah.
whole family. I mean, you're talking, like you said, collateral damage. You're talking the parents, the grandparents, the children, the other siblings. It's devastating in so many ways. So,
Absolutely. And both the maternal and the paternal side, it's going to affect everyone to some extent. It's something that a family could never come back from entirely. You can, with time, the pain may ease to an extent, but it's going to be a life altering thing. It's an unthinkable thing to have happen as a parent. I'm a parent of three children, and the idea of having to go through that is just unimaginable.
so what triggered this for you? Did you see something? Did you read about something? What was it for
Yeah,
you?
I mean, what initially triggered this specifically for me was my in-laws live in Florida. My wife and I go down there every year, one time the end of December and another time in April. It was a couple of years ago, several years ago, maybe already now, where we had gone down and it was national news. A father, by all standards, a great father, great man, was running chores with his daughter that day, infant daughter, 2 years old, and the unthinkable happened. He went into one of his appointments for, I think this was probably the longest appointment he had of that day. And by the time he got out in the you know, heat of Miami, the child had passed. And not only did he have to endure that pain, he was charged with involuntary manslaughter
Jeez,
and
man.
placed in jail for 4.5 years.
My
So,
gosh.
yeah, so from a compassion standpoint, I thought this was as devastating as anything I'd ever heard. And needless to say, my heart went out to him, and I said, you know what, this is a problem that we're hearing about all too often. And if I could think of something to rectify it and do something that is easily affordable to all walks of life, then let me try.
Yeah, and you've done that, and you made yours very, very different, very, very creative. And I mean, I think what we want to do is get this product licensed at this point. It's
Yeah,
done, it's well made. You did an incredible job. You made it very different from anything. I mean, I think
thank you.
yours is pretty much one of the first on the market, the way it's been made. And
Yeah,
so you're patented, right, Steve?
yes, yep.
You're completely patented, and it's
Completely patented.
trademarked as well?
Yep.
Okay,
Trademark,
good.
patented. Yep. Ready to start production.
I love it. And you have a website. It's what is the website?
Forgetmenot.com.
Forgetmenot.com, or I think you have both,
Yep.
forgetmenot.alert.com. And
Yep.
we're going to have some social media, I'm sure, some sort of social media, so that people can
Hmm.
just really start taking a look at your words, talking about, you giving this information is very, very important. Super
Right.
important. So you said you have three children. What is your youngest?
My youngest, Sienna, just turned 5 a
Oh,
couple
very
weeks ago.
sweet. Very
Yeah.
sweet. And your oldest?
My eldest is just turned 17 a month ago.
Wow. Oh, happy birthday. And your middle.
He's 6.5.
So sweet. So, I mean, this, even today, well, not the 17-year-old, but the little ones, this could still happen. People run into the store, not realize a kid is sleeping in the back seat. Let me
Yeah.
just run in real fast, run in very, very quickly, uh, I'll be right back. And
Yeah.
it's hot and there's no air, there's no circulation,
Yeah.
and
Very, very rapidly, temperatures inside of car can rise over 130 degrees.
my gosh. So your product is because you have great features and benefits.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a simplistic product. It really is. It uses brake beam laser technology. It simply is something that you place on the seat. If the child is sitting on it, then the beam is broken. Um, and if you have a key fob that goes on your keys or goes in your pocket or goes in your purse, and if that beam is broken and you walk more than 12 feet away from the car, you get an alert that tells you, hey, there's something still left in that seat, your child.
Yeah, you know what? It sounds so insane to people who do not have children and who don't understand, the multitasking when it comes having children. Well, having one is a lot, right?
Yeah,
Especially today. We have
yeah,
multiple ways people are contacting us. We're on the phone, we're on the computer, we're getting text messages. All of these things that never happened many years ago. I mean, when I was growing up, we had a home phone. And I mean, that was it. If you weren't contacted at home on the home phone, you were not on your phone. There
correct.
was no phone.
Right.
So the busyness, and like you mentioned, we're exhausted. People are exhausted. I
Yeah,
mean, and so being so tired, and you also mentioned the medications that people are on, sleeping pills, can't sleep, staying awake, whatever it is. It's
right.
it's just it's a constant thing.
Yeah.
It's so much, there's so much pull on our
Hmm.
brains, and the just the constant contact. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, that was the word I was going to use. It's overwhelming. And frankly, the irony of it all is that as we become more advanced technologically, technology is supposed to make life easier for us. The irony of that is, in my opinion, it's making things more complicated. And
Yeah, no.
you know what I'm saying? And people are being pulled in such a myriad of directions. They've got so many things on the plate that life can become, for the best of us, overwhelming mentally, physically, emotionally. And, I get it. For some people, if they haven't visited the idea of this, if they haven't thought about it or they haven't heard about it, that, some people might be scratching their head and saying, come on, nobody leaves their child in the car. Yes, there are dozens of children dying every year in this country and throughout the world because of something that could easily be rectified with one little easy piece of an apparatus that's doesn't encumber your life. It doesn't encumber the car. Wouldn't even notice that it's in the seat practically. um and
And
it's just
everybody should have it. Everybody. I mean, kids are in car seats now, up until what? How many pounds or whatever the age
yeah,
is.
it comes down to pounds and height, but I don't have those exact figures. But
Right.
in a nutshell, most children are going to be in a car seat until they're about 4, and then they're going to be in a booster seat until they're around 7, even 8.
Same. So
Yeah,
boost your seat as well. I mean, it doesn't matter because the kids can still fall asleep.
yeah, they can fall asleep, and you mentioned my kids. My kids usually don't fall asleep, and if they're not sleeping, they're talking. So the idea of it happening with my two little ones is probably not likely.
Uh-huh.
But listen, I mean, my first son, he was not a great sleeper, and sometimes to get him to sleep, I'd put him in the car and we'd take a couple rides around the block, and he'd fall out, and
Exactly.
then I'd gingerly carry him out and put him in his bed. So for many children, the car is like, it's like a sleeping pill.
My granddaughter Olivia, the second she's in the car, especially if she's no longer napping, right? So the
Right,
napping stage is gone. She thinks she doesn't need a nap, but clearly she does. The second we're in that car, I see her going off in a daze,
right,
car daze, and then she's out. She's out. And it's
yeah,
very easy with quiet. And for a mother or father or grandparent, whatever, you're this is your downtime, right? The baby's sleeping in the back seat. It's your
right,
downtime. You're running to the pharmacy, you're running here, you're running there. You're forgetting now that the child is in the car
right,
because they're so quiet.
yeah,
And I think in many instances, that's what happens. I read
yeah.
something that there was a guy who, well, maybe the same story, went to work. He went to work, and the baby at the end of the day
Oh, wow.
was, I mean, it's horrifying to even talk about. That's why,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm so grateful that you did. You were the creator, the inventor of this product, Forget Me Not, because it can, I mean, it can happen to the best, best parent. It doesn't matter. Like you said, you're exhausted or, just it's really important that people are aware that this product exists. And I don't
yeah,
care if anything, nothing happened. I pray to God nothing happens, but it's important that everybody is aware of this product. And it will be up for licensing, and we want to talk about that. And at some point, it will be manufactured. But right now, this product is up for licensing. So we're looking at big corporations to license this product, and it's imperative that it gets on the market. It's really important. And I so appreciate that you did this. And you have a collaborative effort. Obviously, you have your family involved, and the kids are involved, and your design, your logo is amazing. So it's important to have that collaborative effort too. You made this with your family.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my wife has played a very integral role in it. She's done really all the design work as far as
Yes, the
not the
logo is
design of the
beautiful.
product, but the logo and all of that stuff, all that
Uh-huh.
rigmarole that I haven't, gotten myself involved in per se. You
Uh-huh.
know, she's been the brainchild. It's been the brainchild of her. All those
She's a
things,
great,
different things.
great support system, and it's important to
Yeah.
have that. Now I want to speak to those inventors out there. Tell inventors like what is your feeling on inventing? Or you're an inventor. We know that. Well, I do. What's your feeling on inventing and when you come up with a great idea? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, for me, this particular item and anything else that I might bring to the forefront in the future, I mean, it goes on a much more personal level for me than just the
Mhm.
idea of inventing something. If I may, I'll tell you a little bit of background and kind of how
Please.
I came to where I'm at, in particularly with this product and maybe some other products that I might bring to the market. Listen, stating the obvious, money is a necessity in life. We need it for food, for clothing, for shelter, other things.
Mhm.
But there's certainly more to life than money. There's much more. There's purpose, there's meaning. And of those two examples, what could be better than combining them with the ability to, create a money stream for yourself? That's more than just earning a living. That's earning a living with purpose and with meaning.
I
So I
love
think
that.
perhaps,
Wow.
yeah, so I think I might be so impassioned by this because my father was an orthopedic surgeon. He
Mhm.
took the oath of Hippocrates literally to help people. Money was very much secondary to him. It was a byproduct of his care. It was a side effect, and I think his life was filled with purpose. I know it was filled with purpose, and it's always been my vision to follow, perhaps in his footsteps to some degree. So that was kind of how Forget Me Not happened when I saw this tragedy occur with this young man, and not only did he lose his child, he lost his freedom, and I'm
Mhm.
sure once he regains his freedom, his life it will never be the same. It couldn't be. How could you come back from something like that?
Right.
And that was the motivation. That's what brought me to kind of just formulate what could possibly be done
Hmm.
to stop this in the future.
I
Um,
love I love that. I love that, Steve, and I love your heart is great. Obviously, I mean, you're
thank,
looking at you're following obviously in your father's footsteps. It's life-saving. What you're doing is what you've created is a life-saving product that those people out there now listening and watching, they have to understand and realize that this can happen to you. You
right,
know, those late nights and overnights and kids not sleeping and you not, if your child isn't sleeping, you're not sleeping either in the middle of the night. And
correct,
this can happen. It can happen to anybody. So you've created a product that is for everyone, every grandparent. I
right.
mean, I have car seats in my car.
Hmm.
In addition to my children, they're having car seats. And in my car seat, I need the forget me not. I need forget me not in my car
Right.
seat because it's super
Yeah.
easy to forget your child or your grandchild because of the busyness of what we are entangled with today.
Hmm.
It
Correct.
really is. Yeah, it is. Um, anyway, any other words, any advice that you want to give to as a parent, as an inventor?
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I became fortunate in my life that I got myself into a position financially as well as from a support standpoint with my wife that I was able to go forward with things that I had, thought about. I've been I've had the ability to have moments of genesis pretty much my whole life where I just look at situations, I look at things, and I can kind of figure out something that could improve that situation or maybe something that's like for instance, I'll give you for instance.
Okay.
I had an economics class in college, and it was basically philosophical economics. Absolutely none of us had any idea what this professor was talking about. So much so, every single person failed this class. Everyone. So he made the grading scale from 50% down. Okay. So we actually all passed because instead of grading on a 100 scale, he graded on a 50 scale. That's
Pretty
how bad it
smart.
was. I mean, it was full on philosophical economics. He was an interesting fellow, and none of us had a clue what he was talking about. But one thing that does stand out in my mind, pretty much like the first thing I thought of,
Uh-huh.
was he gave us an assignment for something to increase the income of the state. I live in New Jersey, so increase the income of the state
Mm-hmm.
while making the state run more efficiently.
Huh.
And it was right around that time that barcodes started coming out on food. So when
Right.
you went to a grocery store, and there were very few stores like that, but it happened to be the one store closest to me where I was living, going to college, had it. It was a store called Seatown. And they were using
I remember
barcodes and
that. Uh-huh.
yeah, and they would scan the barcode and voila, then it's ringing it up on the register.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that, the tolls on the Garden State Parkway and on the Turnpike really, really slow down traffic tremendously. It's a source of a lot of frustration as well as
Mm-hmm.
traffic building up, as
Road
well
rage, the
as
whole thing.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
as well as the fact that there's a lot of toll violators, and there wasn't really a great way that they were getting those, getting the money back from those that
Mm-hmm.
violated the toll. So they're losing a tremendous amount of state income. So I had this idea. I was like, well, wait a second. If they've got barcodes that they can put on food, why can't they create a bigger system where basically you're driving through and it's scanning a barcode in your car? And that's what I came up with. And I basically created Easy Pass 4 years before it came to fruition in the state of New Jersey.
Oh
Um,
my
but
gosh.
that was just looking at a situation from a logical standpoint. So I guess that I think the number one takeaway for anybody that might have aspirations to event or they believe they have the ability, just look at everything with critical thinking. Look at everything, even if it's something that's established, look
Mm-hmm.
at it in a tangential way where it can be approved upon or maybe completely revamped in a way that, other people don't think. I mean, I would say that certain people have a propensity for this and certain people don't.
Definitely.
Certain people have a propensity for being opera singers or basketball stars. Even if somebody aspires to do these things, if they don't have the ability, the natural ability, they're not really going to be able to foster them. So
Yep.
I just think, for me, it was just something that I think was fortunate enough that I have just that innate kind of eye for things, that I look at things with a critical eye. And I also look at things that even if it's established, I'm always
Mhm.
thinking of ways that it could be done better.
I love that, Steve, because a lot of inventors will, say to me, "You know what? I thought about that." No, someone stole my idea, right?
Right,
Someone stole my idea. Um, but how many first of all, great minds think alike. Great minds do think alike. When there's
right,
a problem out there and you're a problem solver, the inventor comes up with a solution to that problem, even
right,
in your head, usually, or in a journal. But
right,
you're always coming up. I know that when you see something, you immediately are coming up with a solution to that problem,
right.
right?
I'm
So
I'm trying, and I've done it
you're
many
that guy.
times. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've done it many times, but I never brought anything to fruition. I didn't have the capacity. I didn't have the financial wherewithal. I certainly didn't have the support team of an amazing wife who,
Yes,
will try and help me achieve anything that's in our best interest. So the
yes.
pieces of the puzzle weren't there. And there, I could give several other examples of things that I formulated and thought in my mind, and 2 or 3
Mhm.
years later, they came to fruition on the market, and I saw them. So I, it's not that I said I got tired of seeing things that I had created in my mind and not brought to bear on the market. It just everything aligned, the stars aligned, and then my empathy and compassion was really stoked by this horrible story. And I mean, listen, as bad as it is to have this unthinkable thing happen, to add insult to injury, then the man was thrown in prison for 4.5 years.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
his entire world was crushed. And, if I could do anything to prevent that happening for even one other family and one other person, why wouldn't I? Why
Right.
wouldn't I
And
try?
you did. And you have. You have. And that's very encouraging for those inventors out there who are listening. Just because you see something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You can recreate or redesign. If it came to your mind, it's meant to be, right? You're solving a
Absolutely. Don't
problem.
put limits. Don't put limits on yourself at all
There
with
are no
anything.
limits.
There, especially with creativity. I mean, creativity it's boundless. There's no limits to your creativity.
So you have that it factor though, Steve, and you're fortunate enough, like you said, to have a support system. Your wife is amazing. I've worked with her and just amazing,
Thank
amazing person. It's really
you.
important to have that support. If you don't have it, it's tough. It is
Uh,
tough.
Absolutely. I mean, not to sound corny, but there's no truer words that were ever said. Behind every good man is a great woman, and
And
my
she
wife is.
is.
She's great. She's amazing. I've never met anybody like her, and I
Shout
couldn't have
out to
done.
Sabina. Shout out to
Absolutely.
Sabina. And she's an author, by the way, too, everybody.
Yes, she is. Yeah, she's an
She's an
amazing woman.
author. So you
Yeah,
support each other. And
for sure.
this has been an amazing journey with you guys. I love working with you. You're both fabulous people,
Thank you.
bright.
Likewise, Lisa.
Uh,
Your ability to be so positive and uplifting and encouraging is unbelievable. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
working with you.
Well, it's a pleasure working with you. I couldn't do it without you, both of you. Appreciate having
But
you on our show today. And so social media, not yet, right? We're getting
not
there.
yet. Yeah, we're getting
Okay,
there.
that's okay. That's okay. But by the time this show airs, you will have social media. It will
Okay.
definitely be on social media, and,
Yep.
so it's Forget Me Not, so on every platform, it will be Forget Me Not, and
Correct.
the website is Forget Me Not Alert, and we'll have that written properly, for the podcast when it airs. So thank you, Steve, so much. Thank you, Sabina. Thank your family for your
Thank
support.
you.
So appreciate having you on today, Steve. So
Thanks for having
what
me,
a
Lisa.
blessing. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you.